What's going on, everybody? Sorry it took so long to get on. I was trying to work a little something out here, but seems like I got it as best as I can. Um, so, I I want to wish everybody a happy Monday, and I know that sounds like an oxymoron to most of you, but yeah, I'm really hoping that everybody is having a great Monday. Um, and let's see what we got here. What's up, Regina? What's up, Rosemarie? Eric G? I don't know why my comments aren't there. They are. Okay. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to address today. I want to try to keep it nice. I want to try to keep things happy. Um because I don't think these things don't sometimes they put me in a bad mood, but I'm already in a real good mood, so I'm not gonna let that what's up, Diane? Let's see. Why is this popping up here? That is annoying. Sorry, guys. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I think I got it now. Rosaling. What's up, Debbie Loving Vapes? All right, so I got my Rockstar. My job is selling these for 50% off. So I had to take advantage. And yeah, I'm off today, but I just went to the gym. I always feel better. What's up, Whiskey Gypsy? Um I always feel good after I get out of the gym. So I'm in a good mood. Which is why I feel comfortable addressing what I'm going to address. Um, First of all, I have a I have a good friend. Um, I have a couple of people who I consider friends in this community. Um, and I have a natural instinct to be protective of people who I consider to be friends. And what's up, Soul for Music? I and there's one particular person who I am friends with that I've described how I feel about my relationships and friendships within this community. And I really, I'm pretty good at separating. Uh, what's up, Regina? I'm pretty good at separating. Uh, understanding that this is a platform. We all use usernames. There's a reason why we use usernames and whatnot. But it turns out that I actually have a friend, someone who I know outside of this community, who lives in an area that I used to live in, and we have a little bit of history. And uh, it broke my heart to listen to her uh, it broke my heart to listen to her make a video and see on her video her crying because she is Natscat. How's it going? Um, because she was doxxed today, and she has a past, and I think we all have a past, and I don't want to come off like I'm beating a dead horse, but the thing is talking about this sort of thing until it's resolved, it's not a dead horse. It's not a resolved issue. And it's getting on my fucking nerves. I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm getting pretty sick of it. See, to somebody like me, I can't expect everybody to be like me. Somebody like me, you could take any police record that has my name on it and post it, and I'm not going to give a shit, because just Shelly, how we doing? I'm not going to give a shit, because I'm already very, very open about who I am. I'm open about decisions that I've made in the past, whether they be good or bad. I'm open about decisions that I make even in recent past that I'm either proud of or I'm not. Regina, doxed is when someone takes someone takes your personal information and puts it out here publicly for other people to know. And that could be your personal information. That could be where you work. That could be where you live. These things actually put you in physical danger. But they can also be police records, arrest records, things that happened in your past that you're not very proud of. And some of us have never had this type of past. Some of us have never been arrested, put in handcuffs, had their mugshot taken, been through booking, spent time in jail, spent time in prison. I personally have never spent time in prison, but I have been to jail. It was not a pleasant experience, and it was enough to learn from and say, okay, I'm not doing that again. And I think that's kind of the purpose of it, to be perfectly honest. The purpose of jail, the purpose of prison, is to rehabilitate you. It doesn't always work. And just because someone has been to jail, it doesn't make them a bad person. It does, however, make them someone who is guilty of making bad decisions. And I'd like to know if there's one person in this chat who isn't guilty of making bad decisions in their past. And I don't think there is anybody. The term "nobody's perfect" exists for a reason. That's because literally nobody is perfect. And I've said this before on my channel, where I've stated that I have a certain level of respect, a different type of respect for those who have hit bottom. I've been there. I can relate to it. I know what it's like to hit bottom. I know what it's like to say, fuck everything, nothing matters anymore, and just dance with death. I know exactly what that feels like. And I think it's low, to put it mildly. I think it's low to take someone's past and use it as a weapon against them. I think it's of low character and low morals, because to begin with, it's fucking hypocritical. And if you're somebody who thinks that it's okay to take someone's, I mean, if you've gotten to the point where you're having a YouTube war with somebody, right? If you've gotten to the point where you're having like a YouTube war with somebody, and you guys are 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 doing different, back and forths, like making videos and doing lives and dragging one person and dragging the other, and then they drag you back and then you drag them and blah 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 blah, you know um to me, that's all, and that's all fair game. That's all fair game. It's something that I prefer not to do, but I have taken my part in that, and I will touch on that. That's another subject I'm going to get into. But when you take someone's personal information and put it out there, what they're doing, what this person was experiencing, what my friend was experiencing, was that she was reminded of somebody that she works extremely hard every single moment of every day to never be again. Do you have the strength to do that? Do you, if you're the type of person to take someone's past and throw it in their face and put it out there and put their past on blast out here on YouTube? Hey, Sushaw, if you're that type of person, are you that strong? Do you have those kind of guts to face who you were? Come to terms with the person that you used to be, and then decide to not be that person anymore, and then put in the work that it takes to no longer be that person? Because I don't think you do. I don't think you do. I don't think you have any fucking idea what that's like. And I don't respect you. Not because you don't know what that's like, but because you act like you do. And you think that taking somebody's efforts and acting like you're better than them and putting their past out there, that somehow puts you a step above them. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't. Makes you lower. Makes you lower. Way, 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 way lower. Yeah. Hey, Robbie, what's up, buddy? Thanks for stopping by anyway, bud. I hope you have a great day. If you're the type of person to take someone's past and put it out here, like you're like you're doing something noble, like you're letting somebody know, I mean, you're trying to assassinate somebody's character. That's your end game, right? You're trying to assassinate their credibility, right? But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about my friend. That person is very, very proud. She's very, very proud, and she should be. She should be very proud. She's very, very proud of what she's done and what she's accomplished, and she's faced it. And she's lost everything, and she lost people's trust. And then she got down and dirty and dug and dug and worked her ass off to earn the trust back from those people. Can you say that you've done that? Because I don't think you can. You know how hard that is to do? We all start off with a clean slate. Some of you are smart enough to have never fucked that up. And good for you. I respect you on a different level. I respect you for different reasons for that. I get that. So I'm not trying to take that away from you. But those type of people, that's only worth a shit if they don't judge. Because just because you happen to be smart enough to make better decisions, just because you happen to have a support system that probably enabled you and probably bailed you out of problems, that doesn't make you better than somebody who didn't have those kind of support system, didn't have that kind of support system. So you're going to sit there. So the way that I see it, see, this person, she was so upset when she made her video. You could hear her voice shaking, you could hear her crying. And yeah, she's a little guilty in the sense of perpetuating the back and forth, sharing screenshots, blah, 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 blah. But that doesn't excuse taking it to that low, low, low place of putting her past out here, getting real ugly and personal. See, I could sit here all day and I could talk about how somebody's stupid, or I could sit there and I could talk about somebody's uh, you know, private parts or whatever, because that's all empty. That doesn't mean shit, because I don't fucking know any of these people. The only reason somebody would take that personally is if these things are true. But there's no way that they could take that personally from somebody who doesn't know them, because they don't know those things to be true. So when people say things about me, you put yourself in a position. What's up, Kathleen Doodlebug? You put yourself in a position when you come out here and you do this, when you become a YouTube creator and you start doing lives and you start making videos and you start getting subscribers and you start getting views. You put yourself in a position to where you're open for discussion. You become a subject of discussion. I'm sure you become a subject of discussion in other people's chats and other people's lives and other people's videos. It's going to happen. It's okay. And other people's Facebook groups. You're out there on social media. You put yourself out there on social media, and it is what it is. Hey, Lufa. Hey, Cece. You do that. And so you got to have a certain thick skin. But the fact of the matter is there's a line you cross. There's a line. And when you go below that line, all bets are off. All bets are off. You're no longer in the class of being a creator. Whether you have the, hey, what's up, Bobby? Whether you have the talent and means to make high quality live videos like somebody like Misery, or whether you're like me who just comes up here and talks, right? There's a certain respect that goes with that. There's a certain level of respect, a mutual respect that takes place between creators. You can talk about something, you can criticize something, because again, once you put yourself up here and out here, you're open to criticism. This is an art form. Maybe not the most sophisticated, but an art form nonetheless. And when you put yourself out here, you put yourself to be open for criticism. And that's fair. And that's okay. We all understand that. If you don't understand that, you shouldn't be out here doing this. But when you cross that line, you go below that line, man. You start throwing people's past in their face. You start putting their personal business out there. Then all bets are off. All bets are off. So be careful what you do. Be careful how you judge somebody. Are you somebody to judge somebody's past? I don't think anybody here is. I don't think anybody here is. Not one fucking person. So I want to publicly say to that person, because I know some people in chat know who I'm talking to, and the word will get back to her. I just don't. I don't think it's appropriate to put her name out here without her permission, without her being aware. Some people know who I'm talking about, but I want to publicly say that I support her. That the people here who have a past, or the people here who have never fucked up their clean slate, we're not judging you. There's no shame in anything that those people put out there about you. To me, that's that's a trophy. That's a medal. That's a war medal. Somebody putting out, you know, these arrest records that you've learned from and built from, that you've used as a basis to build yourself up in a positive way. Those are war medals. You earned them. Battle scars. You earned them, and you've got my respect. And you got a lot of people out here's respect. So I don't want you to fret, and I don't want you to cry anymore. I want you to know you got a lot of people out here that understand where you're coming from. And I care about you, and your friends care about you. And we don't care what you've done in the past. None of us care what you've done in the past. We care about what you're doing with yourself now, and we respect you for it. We see what you're doing. We see how good of a mom you are. We see how much your students respect you. We see that you've taken these experiences and applied them to teaching your students that are just trying to figure out a way to express themselves artistically. And they respect you because you earned their respect. And we all see it. Your friends see it. I promise you that. I see it. And I adore you for it. So don't worry about these people, these awful people who have no idea what it's like to struggle. These kind of people that sit around and 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 create a little weird coalition of fucking with people's lives. You worry about these people who depend on government assistance just because they don't feel like working. I'm not talking about the people who literally absolutely need government assistance because there's nobody there. It's not within their ability to get out there and work because they wish they could. I'm talking about the people who fuck those people over and make it harder for them because they just simply don't want to work. They want to sit around and make other people's lives miserable behind a computer screen. Or in front of a computer screen, I should say. In front of a phone. You don't got to worry about people like that. Because people like that, here's the thing about them. The reason why they're so angry, and the reason why they're out there to hurt you, is because nobody gives a fuck about them. And they're pissed about it. And they're angry about it. And they don't have the balls to do something. They don't have the audacity to make a mark in a creative, positive way. They don't have the desire to do it. They don't know any better. Sad, pathetic parasites, bottom feeders, sucker fish. That's all they are. Fake username. People hiding. Doing nothing but making people's lives suck. Making their lives harder. Sucking energy. These aren't the type of people to worry about. They're nothing. They're not threatening. They're nothing. Because the type of people whose opinions matter don't care about the things that you've done. We care about what you're doing. And you're doing great. and we see it and we love you for it. Don't you worry about these people. Moving on to another subject. So last night, many of you in the chat, our mutual fans of a certain creator who does things that's not exactly my style, but I still like them. I find it entertaining. I've talked about this before, so I'm not going to get too deep into that. But last night there was a Misery broadcast, and towards the end of Misery's broadcast, he addressed something. He addressed something that is along the lines on the minds of many of us out here, simply because this is one of those people that I just described. Not one of the good people that I described, one of the suckerfish, one of the parasites, one of the bottom feeders. And Misery dragged the shit out of this person. And I enjoyed it. And the reason why I enjoyed it was because this person deserved it. Because this person has done nothing but build a channel that is dedicated to dragging other people, to spreading lies about people, to hurting people who I consider friends, people who I like, people who don't want to be involved in drama, but because this person has gotten to the point to where she has doxed them and she has harassed them beyond the realm of YouTube. So Misery did what he does, and he did it very well, and it was well deserved at this person. And the reason why I'm not going to discuss this person's name is because I know she loves it. I know she gets off on it. I know she loves when people are talking about her. I think the reason why she does what she does is because she wants to get people to talk about her, because she is so fucking narcissistic that she has to know that people are talking about her. So she creates fucked up situations since she lacks the creativity and the power to do something positive and make an impact in that manner to gain people's attention. She has to go the negative route. She has to hurt people in order to do it, in order to get her attention fix. And so she got called out on it. And in that chat, I participated. I gave more than my little 2 cents. Because this is a person who started off doing nothing but hurting people. She made a name for herself jumping on a Critical K bandwagon, Critical K hating bandwagon. We all know that I have a little bit of a past with Critical K, and it's a positive one. I don't have anything negative to say about Critical K. As a matter of fact, I'll go this far because I know that here's the thing. It's a fun little thing that I'm experiencing being a newbie YouTube creator, right? I'm having a lot of fun with that because the experienced YouTube creators who I have learned from, that have been kind enough to befriend me and kind enough to panel with me on their platforms, I learned a little something from all of them. And all of those creators, they have a set of eyes and ears everywhere. And therefore, I have a set of eyes and ears everywhere. And although I was very critical about something that Critical K did, I still stand by it. The whole Sherilyn Cadle fucking fiasco was a fucking bitch, wasn't it? But I spoke up about that. But I will never, ever trash talk Critical K, because Critical K helped me with my start here. And since I have eyes and ears everywhere, I happen to know that Critical K does not bad talk me. She does not say bad things about me. When other people say bad things about me, I happen to know that Critical K defends me, as a matter of fact. And so, in that regard, I love to be able to tell people how I feel about the people that have proven to be friends with me. People who understand where I'm coming from. That's what resonated most with me. I have eyes and ears that let me know that Critical K understands the type of person I am. She gets my character. And because she gets my character, she will defend me when my name is used in a shitty way, and it's put in a certain shitty place along with shitty people. So I appreciate that about her, to say the least. I'm most grateful. So, having said that, my past with Critical K, I remember very, very clearly. I had a past with Critical K where we would do lives together, and I was in her groups, her Facebook groups. I try not to be in Facebook groups at all. I'm in certain Facebook groups, like I'm in some of Danielle's from Real Massacre Talk. I'm in her Facebook groups. I'm even an admin in some of them, but I'm not very active because I'm kind of traumatized as to how and I, certain actions that even my behavior in these groups has been very questionable. So I try to stay away from that if I can, but I will. But I will. I'll be helpful if I can to a friend who's got a Facebook group. I have my Facebook group. If you notice, if you're in my Facebook group, you'll know that none of that shit goes on there. It is not that type of group. So it is absolutely and 100% drama free. I can honestly say that. I don't think I've ever blocked anyone from that group. And it's a small group. There's less than 300 people in it. But it's fine. I like that. I talk a lot about quality and not quantity. See, I like that. I like that there's only 300 people in there as long as everybody's cool. And everybody in my group is cool. So I like cool. And so this person, going back to this person who Misery so entertainingly dragged for a good 20 minutes at least. It was well deserved because this person got her start, and I remember it very clearly. This person got her start and gained all her subs by jumping on a K hating bandwagon, not knowing jack shit about the Chris Watts case, and just jumping on the bandwagon of hating K and her questionable and arguably controversial opinions on the case, or her perspectives that she has presented on the case, which whether or not they're her perspectives or not, what's the fucking difference? But I was always defending her at the time because what's real big with me is the freedom to be able to come up here and say whatever the fuck you want. So I don't give a shit what your opinions are. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Your right to say anything that you want on this platform, I will always advocate and I will always fight for. Absolutely. I don't give a shit what you're saying. You have the right to say it, as far as I'm concerned. So I will always defend you if that's the case. And I defended Kay at the time. And I still defend Kay for her right to say what she says. So this person just got on my fucking nerves from the first moment I was exposed to her. And she's definitely, in my opinion, exactly what is wrong with this community. She is the embodiment of it. And it makes me sick. So, um, so when somebody like Misery, who has over 100,000 subscribers, and decides to finally let everyone know what type of person she is in his own fashion that he only knows how to do, I was very supportive of it. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because somebody left a comment on, I think it was the live that I did yesterday. Somebody left a comment there saying how after watching my channel, she was so surprised to see me comment the way that I did in Misery's chat. Well, um, if you're surprised, then you don't listen very well, first of all. And second of all, if you were in Misery's chat, and I responded with this, if you were in Misery's chat, you're either a fan of what he does or you're a hater of what he does. But either way, you're listening, you're tuned in, you're in that chat. So you don't get to judge anybody. And you damn sure don't get to come into my channel and criticize me or judge me. You can criticize me all you want, but you don't get to judge me or judge anybody else in my channel because I say the things that I say here, because I don't say jack shit about not telling somebody what I think of them. I absolutely promote that. I'm not sitting here. There's nothing about my channel or my message that I send out here about turning the other cheek and putting up with bullshit. There's nothing about it. So on top of everything else I just named, you obviously don't listen to my channel very well. You're not getting out of it what I'm trying to put out to you, because I'm not sitting here trying to promote take somebody's shit quietly and sit there and roll over on it. I'm damn sure not doing that. What I try to inspire in people is self-confidence. Self-confidence, believe in yourself. That's what I try to inspire in people. I was somebody who didn't believe in myself at all. I was somebody who had no faith in myself at all. And then I found a method that it's basically a formula. I found and I created a formula for myself to follow and execute in order to be more self-confident and happy with who I am. And I apply it. And I never said I was perfect. But I also never said that I was a turn the other cheek kind of guy, because I'm fucking not. I'll tell you that right now. I am fucking not. So I don't know where you got that from. So I think if you enjoy my channel, and you're welcome here, I'm not gonna block that person. I'm not gonna delete their comment. I'm not gonna do none of that. But if you're this person who is somehow confused about what I'm doing here, keep listening. That's what I came on here to tell you. If you're confused about what I'm doing, just keep listening. Listen closer, because you're missing something. Oh, but Jules of Thought, make no mistake that if at any given point, if I fucking feel like it, I will drag somebody on here. Absolutely. I will totally drag somebody on here if I feel like they deserve it. But I have yet to do that. So, I'm a happy guy. I don't I don't feel this overwhelming need to drag people. But I I like the idea of sticking up for the little guy if I can. And I'll get dirty if I have to. I'll get real dirty, you know, but it depends on how dirty you are. Depends on how dirty you get. Yeah. So if you got some idea that I'm this, you know, uh let me put it to you like this. I'm not Cab 7, okay? As much as I admire and love Cab 7's channel, I'm not that guy. So make no mistake, you know, I will fucking drag you through the mud if I see fit. I'll sit here and fucking burn myself alive. I do not give a fuck. So make no mistake about that. I am not Mr. Turn the other cheek and love my neighbor no matter what. That's not, nah, that shit ain't me, dude. So so yeah, man. Yeah, so you know, I had a blast because I think we were all listening. See the way that I took what was going on yesterday in Misery's chat, the way that I took that, I think he was addressing something that was on everybody's mind. He was addressing something that was on everybody's mind, and everybody's fucking tired of it. This person is like a wart that just won't fucking go away. She's fucking YouTube herpes, dude. Like she's just fucking she's yeah, she's a fucking cold sore that just keeps fucking coming back and coming back. So yeah, I totally I'm totally supportive about what he did on his channel, because at the same time, the thing is you know, lest we forget that the entire time he was talking about this kid, and he was having empathy for this kid who shot three innocent people and then shot himself. And this kid happened to make a lot of videos leading up to these events, uh, basically documenting his thoughts. Um, so this was it was very interesting to listen to him dissect his opinions on these thoughts. Um, and you know, if you're one of these people who take this creator as being a heartless, shitty, you know, mean person, and sure, yeah, I'm sure he can be mean, yeah, absolutely, but this is not somebody with a dark heart, because I'm sitting there thinking that this dude has I'm like, why the fuck is this guy defending this person who did these awful things? And the more I listened to it, and this is the thing, the more I listened to it, I saw a mass killing suicide from a completely different perspective that I've never seen before, that I've never looked at before. And I'm not going to get too into that. But I will say this. Uh, I came to the conclusion that this person, his motive for murdering three people was that he was so depressed and hated being alive so much that in a sick way, the only reason that I believe that he murdered three people was because he was so hell bent on committing suicide that I don't think that he ever had the actual guts to actually go through with suicide. So, but I think that he was such a good-hearted person that he also knew that he could never live with himself if he was a murderer. Therefore, he ensured his own suicide by murdering other people, which is a fucking twisted fucking thought. And I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for saying that because I am in no way justifying his actions. I want to be clear about that. I am in no way justifying this person's actions. My personal opinion is that he should have fucking just manned up and started fucking taking steps towards being happier, doing whatever he had to do to be happy. The rest of us got to do it. Why the fuck doesn't he? I don't condone suicide, and I don't empathize. I don't sympathize with people who commit suicide. I've been very, very clear about that on this channel. I think suicide is a coward's way out. But I can say that because I have been suicidal myself. I know what it's like to be there. And I can remember the type of person I was when I was there. And I can tell you this, I will never, ever, ever be that person again. That will never, ever happen again. Because the worst thing about it was that I was weak. I can say that. I was weak. And I think this kid was weak. But at the same time, yes, he was just a kid. It's a hard time to get through. It's a hard time to get through when you're that depressed and you're that age and you're dealing with the things that this young man was dealing with. It's a hard thing to do. So I do understand. I get it. And I do feel bad for him. But I would have never felt bad for him. I would have never, ever, ever felt bad for him in any way whatsoever. I would have never felt empathy unless I had watched Misery's lives about this kid. So if you're a creator that hates Misery, or a so-called creator that hates Misery and what he does, can you say that you have the ability to show reasons to have empathy for somebody who did something so awful and make sense of it? Make it make sense? Are you capable of that? Because to me, that's some fucking talent. That's some talent. I'm actually a little mad at him for it because I was happy. I was comfortable feeling this way about this kid. I was comfortable thinking, fuck that kid. He's a coward. Fuck him. Look at him with his little fucking emo haircut. Little pussy. Oh, I'm going to go kill people and kill myself because I don't like life. Yeah, that's how I felt. But then when you break it down and you actually take the time to try to understand this person, you kind of get it. You kind of get it. That doesn't mean you condone it, but you kind of understand. And if you have the ability to find empathy for someone capable of something so awful, then to me you're an interesting person. And I'm listening to what you got to say next. That's where I'm at. So yeah. So when this person who's capable of doing something like that takes on and decides to drag the shit out of a so-called self-proclaimed YouTube creator who has done nothing, literally nothing good. She's done nothing positive with her channel at all. And you drag this person because she's not only done nothing positive, she has done everything negative that you can think of. Like I said, in my opinion, she is exactly what's wrong with this platform. Creators like that are what give all of us creators a bad name. What's up, Cassie? Yeah. Man, yo, listen, Amy. I told you about those college words, bro. Okay? Cut that shit out. I don't know what that means. Well, I can kind of figure out what that means. And antithesis. But nah, I don't know what the fuck that means. Just because I can pronounce it, I don't know what it means. But through the sentence, I can comprehend what you're saying, I guess. I'm very sorry to hear that girl. See, and I'm gonna get into that real quick. So, here, let's do this. Let's do this. Type of 1 if somebody close to you has committed suicide, or somebody that you're very close to has somebody that was very close to them that committed suicide. Type of 1 in the chat. Wow. A lot of ones. All right. Now what I want you to do is I want you to type a 1 if you don't feel pain when you think about that person committing suicide. Yeah, I'm not seeing too many 1s. The point I'm trying to make is exactly that. The Finn. The point I'm trying to make is it is absolutely a selfish act. The point I'm trying to make is the conclusion I came to when I was in a place where I was forced to think about what I was doing. When I was around people that were preventing me from actually going through the act, when my mind was made up and I was going to do this and you were not going to stop me. Well, a bunch of cops fucking stopped me. And then I spent a little time. I spent a week in a place with my thoughts. And a lot of people around me, people that were paid to prevent me from going through with this. So I took advantage of that time. And I thought. And that's when I came up with the Galera concept, was during that week. And the conclusion that I came to about suicide was, the reasons for me wanting to kill myself was to run from pain. I thought it would kill my pain that I was dealing with. Let me tell you something. Life is pain. Some of us are just better at managing it than others. But I realized what I was trying to do was kill my pain. But I realized that pain, like anything else, has an energy to it, or even is its own energy. And what happens with energy is it does not die. It just goes to a different place. It takes a different form. So I realized during that week when I was thinking about what I was doing, and I thought about what I was putting my family through, and I thought about what I was putting my friends through, and how much I put them through these things, I realized that I would not be killing my pain, that I would be pawning my pain off on my loved ones. That is a selfish act. Yes, some of us manage it better. So at that moment, in those moments, I decided to teach myself how to manage it better. I decided to stop being weak. I decided to build my strength. I decided to realize that I was weak and just start working out, man. And I don't mean physically, that's a different thing. I started working out in here. I started training in here and in here. And see, Honey Badger, that's what I'm saying. I disagree with that. It is not a permanent solution. It's not a solution at all. It's a cop out. It's a way of pawning your work off on other people, people that you supposedly love and care about. That's what suicide is. Whether you like it or not, that's what it is. Whether you want to face that fact or not, it is, make no mistake, a fact. You are merely pawning your shit off on your loved ones, and you have no fucking right to do that. So I decided I wasn't going to. My friend, who I mentioned at the beginning of this live, decided she wasn't going to. And she has been putting in the work. And she has earned respect from me. So if you're going through this, do whatever you got to do. Get to work. Get to fucking work. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. It's going to take harder work than anybody you know has ever had to work. More than likely. But you got to work. There's no other way around it. You got to put in the work. And it's going to hurt. But it's going to get better. It's going to get better. I promise. It's going to get better. You need to call somebody, you call them. You need to talk to somebody, you talk to them. You need to check yourself in to an institution that will help you with these things, then you do it. You put in the work that the place has to offer you. You put in the work and meet them halfway. And help yourself. Put in the work to help yourself that other people are putting in to help you. But the time for feeling sorry for yourself, it's over. You don't get that luxury anymore. It's over. Stop it. There's no more feeling sorry for yourself. There's no more of that. Get to work. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys logging on and listening. And I appreciate all your positivity. I appreciate your positive comments. And we will talk soon. I love you guys very, very, very much. And we will do this again very soon. Okay? Have a good night, guys. Happy Monday.